Want to look smarter instantly? Of course you do. In a world where showing up looking like you've got it all figured out is basically a superpower. But here's the secret. You don't actually need to have it all figured out. It's about the little things, the subtle cues that make people lean in and listen. We're talking about the silent signals that scream, I am competent, I am credible, and yes, I know what I'm talking about, even if you're just trying to remember where you parked your car. So today we're going to break down the cheat codes. I've got 10 simple, almost laughably easy tips to boost how others see your intelligence, confidence, and credibility. Think of it as a software update for your personal brand. These aren't about faking it until you make it. They're about presenting the best version of yourself, the one that's already in there, but maybe gets a little lost behind a slouch or a few too many ums and uhs. We're going to sharpen your image so that your inner genius can shine through loud and clear. It's like knowing the right filter to use for a photo. It doesn't change the subject, it just highlights the best features. From the way you stand to the words you choose, we're going to cover the full spectrum of looking smart. So if you're ready to upgrade your presence and command a little more respect without having to, do the actual work of becoming a genius overnight, you're in the right place. Let's dive right in. All right, let's start with the most obvious one, your clothes. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and buy a three-piece suit made from the tears of a silkworm, but you have to understand, your clothes are having a full conversation about you before you even open your mouth. If you walk in looking like you just rolled out of a laundry hamper, the conversation is probably, this person's life is chaos. But if you wear clean, well-fitted clothes, suddenly the message is, this person has their life together. They probably even alphabetized their spice rack. It's that powerful. Think about it. Neutral tones like navy, gray, or black, and simple, classic cuts. They don't scream for attention, which ironically makes people pay more attention to you and what you're saying. Trendy outfits with loud patterns and logos are shouting, look at my shirt! You want people to look at you. A clean pressed shirt and trousers that actually fit your body tell a story of discipline and attention to detail. It suggests you apply that same care to your work and your ideas. So, ditch the wrinkled band t-shirt for the big meeting. Your wardrobe is your opening statement. Make sure it says intelligent and capable, not I dressed in the dark. Now let's talk about posture. You could be wearing the most expensive suit in the world, but if you're hunched over like you're trying to read the fine print on the floor, you lose all credibility. Your posture is the physical manifestation of your confidence. Standing tall with your shoulders back and your chin up doesn't just make you look taller, it sends a primal signal to everyone around you that you are present, engaged, and in control. It's a nonverbal way of saying, I occupy this space and I am not afraid. It's a power pose you can do all day long. Slouching, on the other hand, is the body language of apology. It says, sorry for taking up air, don't mind me, I'm not entirely sure I should be here. It projects insecurity and fatigue. Think of how world leaders or CEOs stand. They're not folded in on themselves like a sad pretzel. They have an open, upright posture that commands the room. It's a small physical adjustment with a massive psychological impact, not just on others, but on you. Try it right now. Sit up straight. Pull your shoulders back. You feel different, don't you? You feel more alert, more capable. Don't let your spine sabotage your brain. Okay, so you're dressed well, you're standing tall, and now it's time to speak. This is where so many people crash the plane. You open your mouth and out comes, I was kind of thinking that, maybe we should, stop. Just stop. Filler words are the weeds in the garden of your intelligence. They choke your ideas and make you sound hesitant and unsure. The most powerful people speak with intention. They use pauses. A pause isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of thought. It gives you a moment to gather your words and gives your audience a moment to absorb what you've just said. Speaking clearly and calmly is about control. When you rush your words, you sound nervous. When you speak in a steady, measured pace, you sound deliberate and authoritative. It's the difference between a frantic news report and a calm presidential address. Before you speak, take a breath. Think about the one key point you want to make, and then say it simply, without the likes, ums, and you-knows. This single change will radically alter how people perceive your intelligence. It makes you sound less like you're guessing and more like you're stating a fact. Here's a delicate balance. Using your vocabulary with purpose. Some people think looking smart means using the biggest, most obscure word you can find in every sentence. Like, I shall endeavor to explicate my conceptual framework forthwith. No. Just no. That doesn't make you sound smart. It makes you sound like a thesaurus that somehow gained sentience and is now trying to destroy human communication. True intelligence isn't about using complex words. It's about using the right word. It's really about precision and clarity. Using a specific, well-chosen word shows you have a nuanced understanding of the topic. The real skill is knowing your audience. If you're talking to a group of experts in your field, then sure, using technical jargon is appropriate. It's kind of a verbal shortcut. But if you're explaining that same concept to a layperson, the intelligent thing to do is to simplify it without dumbing it down. Use analogies. Use clear, concise language. The goal is communication, not intimidation. Anyone can make something sound complicated. The truly brilliant mind is the one that can make something complex sound simple. So yeah, expand your vocabulary, but use it as a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. Nothing signals intelligence and engagement quite like asking a thoughtful question. When you're in a meeting or a conversation, most people are just waiting for their turn to talk. They're like formulating their own statement in their head. The smart person, though, is actually listening. And then they ask a question that shows they've not only heard what was said, but they've processed it on a deeper level. A great question can totally shift the entire direction of a conversation and make everyone in the room see the topic in a new light. It shows you're curious, you're engaged, and you're not just a passive recipient of information. Don't just ask clarifying questions like, "What did you mean by that?" Go deeper. Ask why questions like, "Why do we think this approach will work better than the last one?" Or what if questions. What are the potential risks if we move in this direction? These kinds of questions demonstrate critical thinking and emotional intelligence. You're showing that you're thinking about the implications, the context, and the future. It really elevates you from a simple participant to a strategic thinker. People will remember the person who made them think, long after they've forgotten the person who just agreed with everyone. Eye contact. It's honestly the cornerstone of human connection. Yet, so many of us get it wrong. We either stare at our shoes, which, makes us look shy and unconfident, or we stare a little too intensely, like we're trying to read someone's soul for their credit card information. Finding the sweet spot is key here. Making eye contact when you're speaking or listening shows that you are confident, trustworthy, and fully present in the conversation. It creates a bond and tells the other person, "I see you, I hear you, and I value what you have to say." So what's the right amount? Think of the 50-70 rule. Aim to maintain eye contact for about 50% of the time when you're speaking and about 70% of the time when you're listening. This allows for natural breaks. You can glance away for a moment to gather your thoughts or to look at a shared document. The key is to always return your gaze to the other person. It's kind of a dance. When you master it, you build rapport and credibility effortlessly. People are just more likely to believe and respect someone who can look them in the eye. Just remember, you're aiming for attentive and engaged, not serial killer. This might be the most important tip for the modern age. Your smartphone is a portal to infinite information, but when you're with other people, it's a portal to looking rude and distracted. Nothing screams, "I don't think you're important," quite like someone checking their notifications while you're talking to them. It breaks the connection and immediately lowers your perceived intelligence and authority. You just can't look smart and in control if your attention is constantly being hijacked by a vibrating rectangle in your pocket. When you're in a meeting, a conversation, or even just sharing a meal, put your phone away. Not just face down on the table. That's like having a sleeping tiger in the room. Everyone knows it could wake up at any moment. Put it away completely. In your bag, in your pocket, on silent. Being fully present is a rare and valuable commodity today. When you give someone your undivided attention, you are telling them that they matter. This simple act of respect boosts your authority and makes you seem more focused, disciplined, and yes, smarter. Let everyone else be the slave to their screen. You be the master of the room. In an era of digital everything, there is something incredibly powerful about the analog act of carrying a notebook and a pen. It's a visual cue that says, "I am prepared, I am organized, and my ideas are so important they need to be written down." When you pull out a notebook in a meeting to jot something down, you instantly look more engaged and professional than the person scrolling through their phone or laptop. It signals that you are an active listener and a serious thinker. It's a prop that screams competence. And it's not just for show. The physical act of writing helps to solidify information in your memory far better than typing does. It forces you to synthesize information and capture the key points. Your notebook becomes an external brain, a place to capture fleeting thoughts, track your to-do lists, and plan your next move. People who carry notebooks are seen as doers, as people who value ideas, both their own and others. So get a simple, professional-looking notebook. Carry it with you. Use it. It's a small object that makes a big statement about your intelligence and your intention to get things done. Finally, the ultimate test of intelligence: grace under pressure. Anyone can look smart when things are going well. The real genius is revealed when everything falls apart. When a crisis hits, the project goes off the rails, or you get hit with an unexpected, difficult question, the human instinct is to panic. Your heart rate goes up, your voice gets shaky, you start talking too fast. This is the fight or flight response, and it makes you look reactive and overwhelmed. But the person who can stay calm in that storm, that person looks like a leader. Staying calm doesn't mean you don't care. It means you are in control of your emotions, not the other way around. It allows the rational part of your brain to take over. When everyone else is panicking, the calm person can think clearly, assess the situation, and identify solutions. They take a breath. They slow down. They ask clarifying questions. This composure projects immense confidence and intelligence. People are naturally drawn to and will trust the person who isn't freaking out. So practice it. The next time you feel stressed, consciously slow your breathing, lower the pitch of your voice, and focus on the problem, not the panic. You'll not only look smarter, you'll be smarter in that moment. So there you have it. 10 simple, actionable ways to instantly boost your perceived intelligence. It's not about being someone you're not. It's about making small, conscious choices that allow your natural confidence and capability to shine through. From the clothes you wear and the way you stand, to the questions you ask and your ability to stay calm when things get crazy, these tips are all tools. They are tools to help you manage first impressions and build the credibility you deserve. You don't need to change your personality, you just need to polish your presentation. Think of it as personal branding. You are in control of the message you send out into the world. By dressing neatly, speaking clearly, putting your phone away, and making genuine eye contact, you are sending a consistent message. I am thoughtful, I am present, and I am capable. Try these tips and watch how people's perception of you changes instantly. You'll notice people listen more closely when you speak. You'll feel a new level of respect in your interactions. These aren't tricks, they're a reflection of the respect you have for yourself and for others. The best part is that you can start right now. You don't need to buy anything or sign up for a class. You can stand up a little straighter this very second. You can decide to put your phone in your bag before your next conversation. These small shifts compound over time, creating a powerful new reality for how you are seen and, more importantly, how you feel.